So how did I close my old high school teacher for my social media marketing agency? Let's talk about it. And before I get into that, just want to make a bit of an introduction if you don't know who I am. Hello, hi, my name is Evan, and I run my own digital marketing agency, social media marketing agency, SMMA, for short abbreviated terms, or as Philyon likes to say,
standing for suck my motherfucking ass.
Yep. Yeah, I've been running my own agency now for a few years, got incorporated a couple years ago, and I mainly do lead generation as well as branding for real estate professionals, but I also have clients that are in e-commerce, fitness, as well as info products too, and agencies as well. So if you're any of those, I'm more than happy to chat and see if we can help you out with your lead generation or branding through Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising. The link to book a call is down in the calendar. I don't know why I'm slipping up with my tongue already, but yeah, I just as a heads up, if you're interested in that. But if you're just here for the content and to close out your own clients for your social media marketing agency, welcome to this video. If you got any sort of value for it, gotta do some plugs right here, guys. I gotta do the plugs. So right down below is the like button as well as the comment button. So let me know if you've closed your first client or if you're looking to close out your first client and what kind of strategies that you're using to close out your first client for your social media marketing agency. And without further ado, let's get started with how I closed out my high school teacher for $1,500 per month for my social media marketing agency. Now, just for a bit of backstory and clearance, it wasn't a one-call sale. This was definitely not a one-call sale. This actually took a couple of years to close out this client, and that's the big thing that people don't really think about when they're starting out a social media marketing agency, is that this is it's for the long term. It's for longevity. And so many people think short term, they think on a daily basis, when really we should be thinking right in the long term, in the big picture. I think it's like over 90% of businesses fail in the first 2 years of operations. And I think online businesses, like growing an agency, I think about 95% of online businesses fail in the first 2 years. So in order to surpass that, you have to think in the long term, because too many people that start businesses, especially online businesses, just think in such short-term terms. I don't know. Some awkward phrasing, but we need to be thinking in the long run when we're doing our social media, when we're running our social media marketing agencies or even an online business. So I actually reached out. This is when I was still doing outreach. I don't do much outreach anymore because that's why I make these videos. These videos are my form of outreach. And when I was doing outreach, I specifically did outreach to, I guess, my new client, because we were friends on Facebook, and I saw that he posted something about a business. I think it was some sort of background investigation business that he was running at the time. And I made the outreach to see, like, oh, what kind of digital marketing strategy, and that's when I was really just kind of getting started with my own agency, actually. So it was fairly interesting to see one of the first people that I actually approached to close for my SMMA who didn't end up working with me. I actually ended up closing a couple years later. So yeah, there's that little background. But yeah, we met for coffee first. We did the whole big casual thing, met for coffee, then kind of figured out like that the full-blown service just wasn't right for him because he was too B2B with a background in, I think it was like a background investigations company or something. It was too B2B, so I just helped do a couple little small mundane freelance tasks for him, because that's what you do when you're just getting started and money's low and money's tight. You do every sort of little job that you can in order to get started. So yeah, that's how I got started with that client, and then we just really didn't chat for a little while, and I started posting a lot more frequently on my social media accounts, on my LinkedIn, my YouTube, as well as my Instagram. And because I'm posting on these social media platforms and I'm using some cross-pollinating tools, which is something that I teach inside of my own agency program called Agency Supremacy. If you want to check that out, link is going to be down in the description. But cross-pollination allows me to post multiple times from various different social media accounts, so that people who follow me on various accounts and multiple accounts, they'll see my posts recurring daily, without me with me only having to make one post, for example, or create one type of creative, be it copy or a photo, something along those lines. I'm able to post it across 5 or 6 different social media platforms. So it looks like during different times as well, not even all at the same time, which allows me to stay top of mind for anyone that follows me. So after a little while of doing that, he actually got in contact with me a few months ago about an opportunity to purchase, I think it was a babysitting company. I think this is where the babysitting company comes into play. And that's when he was asking me for some recommendations about it. And the babysitting company had a lot of upside as well. And that was something that I was looking at getting into. Not even necessarily as a niche, but just kind of like childcare, healthcare. I had a client that was in holistic style medicine for pregnant women before. So it was always something like a niche that I worked with, like kids and kid-centric and stuff. That's my background as well. I used to work with kids when in my early 20s. So I'm kind of familiar with what parents are looking for, all that sort of stuff. So it was a very familiar niche to kind of communicate alongside with. But the big thing is that just because he wasn't a fit for the first company, the background investigations company, didn't mean that he wasn't going to be a fit with his other company. And that's one of the reasons, one of the big things to remember is the follow-up. The follow-up is always very, very important, and that's a part of cross-pollinating as well. You're literally following up without actually having to follow up. You're just in the news feed, delivering value. That's why it's very, very important. So yeah, that's the big thing when you're starting out, is to do outreach yourself. So that's the first thing that I want you to have a takeaway from here. The second thing is to create cross-pollinating posts on social media, organic, when you start to go out, help a few more people, and start to gain more followers on LinkedIn, more connections, more subscribers on YouTube. As soon as you start doing a lot more of that, then you could start cross-pollinating your posts, which is the step that I've been in for the last probably year or so. On my social media marketing journey. So now I'm getting a lot more clients that are coming to me just like my old high school teacher from cross-pollinating posts. And he asked me for a proposal to help him out with a few specific points after we got on a call, just to kind of go over. It was just kind of like an introductory call for 10 to 15 minutes, just giving me the background on the business. I ended up talking for an hour and about the babysitting business, just so that I can get familiar with it. And then he wanted a proposal for how it can help, all that sort of stuff. And then I ended up making a proposal through Loom, and Loom is very, very important for building out rapport, because that first initial meeting when we were talking about the babysitting business, it wasn't an intake meeting. So it wasn't like a discovery call. It was literally just to kind of figure out like what kind of business it was and all that sort of stuff, and to see if I can even help out. It wasn't a sales call. The following call after a Loom video was sent, so Loom is a screen share video, after that, I was able to send that out to him, and the following call was going to be the sales call. And lo and behold, so what I mentioned here was the outreach. So outreach that I did through a mutual connection. Number 2 is the cross-pollinating posts, and we're posting consistently and congruently and across various social media platforms. Third step is to understand what the business is and what kind of needs that they have, and then you can make before your sales call to send them out a Loom video. And then the fourth step is that sales call. And do you want to know how long our sales call was? It was literally like 7 minutes. So yeah, you can see over here on the side right here, just for the let me do a thumbnail real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. Had to do that process right there. But I learned that from Harold Balder. So if you're into traveling, go check out Harold Balder's channel. But yeah, that's the big thing about building out rapport and stuff. And I was able to close them off in 7 minutes. That's how long the sales call took. And payment came that same day. Yeah, that was the whole process of being able to close out my high school teacher. Was the initial outreach when I was just getting started, the follow-up, but it was an automated follow-up, and then just seeing how the business was from an introductory meeting. So it was supposed to be around 10 to 15 minutes, but we dove really, really deep into his targeting, all that sort of stuff. And then I ended up, before doing a sales call, before doing the sales call, I sent him a Loom, and then we met up again for the actual sales call. It only took around 7 minutes or so. So that was the process on how I was able to close my high school teacher. So now he is a paying client of mine. So yeah, just wanted to share this story and to say that it's not as hard as you think it is to be able to close out clients for your agency when you start delivering value on your cross-pollinating posts and building out rapport automatically through automation with your followers, your LinkedIn connections, because you never know who's going to see it. You never know who's going to you never know who's going to see it or watch it, and who's going to get a lot of value from it, or what kind of recommendations or referrals that they're going to send your way through businesses and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you want to learn a bit more about my process, you can check down in the description below. There's a free training on how to build out your SMMA so that you could start generating more meetings every single month, where you can go from 1, 2, 4, 10 meetings a month for your social media marketing agency. So it's a free training down in the description. Check it out down there. But yeah, that's pretty much like the gist of how I closed up my high school teacher for my social media marketing agency. And if you got some value from this video and you want to follow me on my wacky adventures, not so wacky right now, since I'm still in Canada at the moment. But yeah, hit the like button. Doing the big plugs right now. So once again, we're plugging it. Give me a like, comment down below if you've closed out your first client before. Let me know how you closed out your client, or if you're still looking to close out your first client for your social media marketing agency or your online agency. Or if you need some help with your agency, you know where to find the training. Training is going to be down in the description. And if you want to work with me and my digital advertising agency, a time to book a call is down below, where we can see if we can help out with your business. So yeah, once again, my name is Evan. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got some value out of it, and please subscribe as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.